Okay, this is RJ. RJ is 11 years old and in the 5th grade, and we're working together because he was having some problems getting his reading to grade level. And after talking to his mom, I understand that when he was in kindergarten or 1st grade, she knew that he was reading upside down. And he went into 1st grade or kindergarten, and the teacher said that that wasn't acceptable. And as hard as he tried to do it the other way, he's had problems all these years, and we're trying to undo the difficulties and get back to some real serious reading. So he's in 5th grade right now. We're going to be reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. And that is about a level 5.5, which is halfway through the school year. And that's about where you are right now in 5th grade. So this is an on-level book for you. All right, so he's just going to read a couple of pages for us from the beginning of Harry Potter. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, so Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4, Privet Drive, were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. They were the last people you expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large mustache. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde, and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent so much of her time craning over guarding fences, spying on the neighbors. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, and in their opinion, there was no finer boy anywhere. The Dursleys had everything they wanted, but they also had a secret, and their greatest fear was that somebody would discover it.
Excellent so far, by the way.
They didn't think they could bear it if anyone found out about the Potters. Mrs. Potter was Mrs. Dursley's sister, but they hadn't met in several years. In fact, Mrs. Dursley pretended she didn't have a sister because her sister and good-for-nothing husband were as unducious as it was possible to be. The Dursleys shuddered to think what the neighbors would say if the Potters arrived in the street. The Dursleys knew that the Potters had a small son too. They had never even seen him. This boy was another good reason for keeping the Potters away. They didn't want Dudley mixing with the child like that. When Mr. and Mrs. Dursley woke up on a dull gray Tuesday, our story starts. There was nothing struggled that
Did you lose
stranger.
your place?
Huh?
Did you lose your place?
No, I heard.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
That strange and mysterious things would soon be happening all over the country. Mr. Dursley hummed as he picked out his most boring tie for work. Mrs. Dursley galloped away as she wrestled a screaming Dudley into his high chair. None of them noticed the large tuning owl flutter past the window. At 8:30, Mr. Dursley picked up his briefcase, pecked Mrs. Dursley on the cheek, and tried to kiss Dudley goodbye but miss, because Dudley was now having a temper tantrum, throwing his cereal at the wall. Little chortled Mr. Dursley. As he left the house, he got into his car and backed out of number 4 Drive. It was on the corner of the street that he noticed the first sign of something strange. A cat reading a map. For a second, Mr. Dursley didn't realize what he had seen. Then he jerked his head around to look again. It was a tabby cat sitting on the corner.
Okay, that was great, RJ. Wonderful. Give me an idea. How does it start off? What is happening in the beginning when you start reading that chapter? Where is it all taking place and what's going on?
At number 4 Pippa Drive.
And who lives there?
Mrs., Mr. Dursley, and Dudley.
And Dudley, yeah. Harry in this part of the story yet?
No, and the Potters.
No, he's not, huh? Well, they're not actually there, but they will be living there, right? So let's see. So it's the Dursleys are getting ready in the morning, right? And that's what you just read about. What's Mr. Dursley look like? What does he look like if you had to describe him?
Well, I think he would be a big, beefy man.
Big and beefy, all right. Beefy means what?
Beefy means large.
Okay, large, yep. And can you describe him anymore? What else is distinctive about him?
They said that he had a very large mustache.
A very large mustache, very good.
And hardly any neck.
Yes, yeah, no neck. Kind of like a huge football player, right? Sits right on his shoulders. How about Mrs. Dursley? What does she look like?
Mrs. Dursley was a blonde, thin lady, and she has a very usual amount of neck.
Yeah, and why does it say that maybe her neck is extra long?
Because it says she has nearly twice the usual amount of neck.
And why does it say it's so long? What does she do that makes her neck so long?
She cranes over the garden fences.
So what's another word for craning? Craning, what's that mean?
I'm looking over. Looking over.
Yeah. And stretching. She stretches her neck because why is she looking over the garden fences? Are you supposed to be doing that?
The neighbors.
Looking at the neighbors? Should she be doing?
Spying.
Oh, spying. Should she be spying on the neighbors, you think?
No.
No, it's not a very nice thing to do either. What about Dudley? What's Dudley like?
Dudley, I would say he's kind of miserable.
Okay, yeah, all right. How old is he in this?
He's 1.
He's 1, okay. So he still sits in a high chair, right? And it's morning time. So what is Dudley doing while the mom and dad are getting ready for the day?
He's having a temper tantrum.
What do you mean a tantrum? What's a tantrum?
A tantrum is when you get mad over something little.
Yeah. And what do you do? What are some of the things that a little kid does when they have a temper tantrum?
They scream.
Scream. Anything else?
They start throwing stuff.
Throwing stuff. And what's he doing?
He's throwing cereal.
Where's he?
At the wall.
At the walls. What's Uncle Vernon, or what's Vernon Dursley, the dad? What's he think about this? Does he get mad at Dudley for throwing things at the wall?
No, he chortled.
He chortled. Well, that chortle chuckles. That's like chuckles, right?
Yeah.
So he just thinks it's kind of funny, right? So what would you say about Dudley? Would you say that he's I don't want to. How are the parents treating him? Are they firm with him? As far as making sure that he's being a good kid, Or are they lax with him, and is he spoiled, or what's going on with that? What do you think?
I think they're treating the child like they just let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Really.
All right, well, you did a wonderful job, and I don't think you could find anybody else that did a better job than that, no matter how they're holding the book. So you can be very proud of yourself. And, I'm looking forward to doing the rest of the book with you.